Police in the U.S. have lifted the veil on a decades-old murder case with a surprising Canadian connection. They've identified a woman who had been living in a small Alberta town as La Pistolera, wanted for murders in Missouri and Mexico in the 60s. CTV's Quinn Keenan has the story.
Teacher Glavis died quietly in 2022 at the age of 81 in the corn capital of southern Alberta. She was well known in Taber, a town of 9,000, working as a realtor and volunteer. Outliving two husbands in the community, she left behind one son, but her legacy is now much more shocking.
Yeah, the Taber Police Service had no idea of the background of this individual. This individual was never brought to light in any type of law enforcement investigation that we're aware of that occurred in our community.
Glavis had been on the run for a series of murders dating back to 1960. Her real name was Sharon Kinney. She was the subject of one of the largest manhunts in U.S. history and was featured on Unsolved Mysteries. Originally from Independence, Missouri, in 1960 she was charged with shooting and killing her first husband and her boyfriend's wife. She was released from prison in 1963 on bond and fled to Mexico. That's where, in 1964, she killed a man during a robbery and was sentenced to 13 years in prison and then escaped in 1969. Mexican police called her La Pistolera and American police called her Pistol Packin' Mama. Somehow she made it to Alberta in 1979.
She was well known here for the decades that she lived.
After her death in 2023, someone in Taber tipped off sheriffs in Jackson County, Missouri, about Glavis's real identity. Fingerprints eventually proved to be a match.
In what can only be described as a fortunate turn of events, Sergeant Love was able to confirm Sharon Kinney had been living under an assumed name in Alberta, Canada.
Police and those who knew her are equally surprised.
She just seemed to be really nice and personable, and yeah, I'm just totally shocked. I mean, how can you be one person and, totally be this other person?
The unraveling of her life finally revealed this week. The case is now officially considered closed. Quinn Keenan, CTV News, Taber.